So, we're going to cover why most business coaches struggle to get leads and the actual way on how to fix it. So, obviously, getting good leads is 100% tough for most business coaches, right? I'm sure we can all agree. But even though they're great at what they do, don't get me wrong, a lot of them will hit the same roadblocks over and over and over again. And that's exactly why I made this guide, right? So, this guide will explain why so many coaches struggle and give you simple steps to turn things around, okay? So, the first problem is using the old school marketing that does not work anymore, right? I'm sorry, but a lot of coaches still rely on outdated ways to market their service, which at this point, 2025 just does not cut it anymore, right? So, I've jotted down 3 bullet points on why it's not working. First one, the same old content does not grab people's attention so far, right? If you keep posting old outdated content consistently, it's not going to do you any well, right? Trends change. The market is very dynamic. People like to see new things consistently, right? Second point, word of mouth can only take you so far. Third point, not using online ads means you're missing out on a lot of potential clients, right? If you're not using online ads, you're only restricting yourself, right? You want to have this mindset where you're open to putting yourself out on multiple different platforms, right? Running ads will attract a lot more viewers to you, 100%. And this is the best way on how to fix these 3 points. Number one, start running ads. Use platforms like Facebook, Instagram, or even LinkedIn to target the right audience, right? Focus your ads on the specific problems your clients want to solve, right? So this could be their pain point. Like if you do your market research correctly and focus on what problems your clients have or what problems your prospects have, if you do your market research correctly, you can kind of frame it. You can kind of frame your ads into their original pain points or frustrations that they might have within their business, right? Bullet point 2, create better content. This is super important. Make videos or write posts about things your audience actually cares about. If you're posting irrelevant content, then yes, it might get views, but it might not actually get you the correct reach or the correct audience that you're actually entitled to or dreaming of, right? So making better content and better videos is super important, right? And also share tips, success stories, or advice that they can use straight away, right? Provide value that is actionable from the bound, right? Number 3, use automation. I use this a lot personally myself, and it's helped me scale a lot faster, right? But set up systems to handle follow-ups and actually stay in touch with leads so you don't lose them. It's as simple as that, right? A good way to do it is go high level, right? You can use automations there, use follow-ups like a follow-up campaign, and yeah, consistently stay in touch with the leads, nurture them, and it'll make it so much easier for you to actually book a call with them later down the line, especially once you've followed up with them, showed your persistence, etc. Right? So, problem 2, not knowing who to target. Some coaches try to reach everyone, but that ends up being a waste of time and money, right? You see, when I first started, I had a similar issue, right? I was targeting everyone. That's why I did not land a client for, I think it was 7 months. I did not land a single client for 7 months. And reason for that is because I did not have a specific ICP, ideal client profile. I was targeting everyone, thinking I can help everyone. My qualification process was honestly tremendous. It was poor, right? Ever since I've actually fixed it, it's been a lot easier because I'm only focusing on one target audience. I'm understanding their pain points better, their frustrations, wants, and desires a lot better, right? So, why it's not working? Casting a wide net brings in people who don't actually need your help, right? Kind of with the point I just brought up about myself. I was targeting everyone. I was struggling to land clients because not everyone actually needed my help, right? So I was just wasting my time, okay? And if your message isn't clear, people won't see why they should hire you, right? So make your message so clear, like how you can help them, right? Relate it to their pain points. emotionally target them, right? And here's basically how to fix it. Number one, you want to know your niche, right? Figure out exactly who you help. Maybe it's small business owners, entrepreneurs, or experienced coaches. But you want to figure out exactly who you help so you can understand them a lot better. Number two, and understand their biggest struggles, like finding clients or scaling their business. So kind of rephrasing back to the point, understand their pain points and frustrations. That's kind of what you want to entitle yourself to. Okay. Number two, clear messaging. This is so important, right? Talk about the problems you solve in a way that's easy to understand. One thing that I always love to do, right, in terms of content or even lead magnets, dumb it down as much as possible. Make it so easy to understand that maybe a year 3 or a grade 3 student can understand, right? Use stories and testimonials to show how you've actually helped others. This is also super important because not only are you building a know, like, and trust factor in a way, but you're also getting a bit of clarity to yourself. Okay, like people actually trust you more from just showing testimonials and stories on how you've helped others, right? You're building expertise around yourself, which is so key in 2025, especially. Number three, smarter targeting. You use tools like Facebook targeting options to find people who match your ICP, ideal client profile. Okay, problem three, not following up with leads. Even if you're getting leads, a lot of them won't sign up straight away. That's where follow-ups come into place. But many coaches don't actually have a good system for it. And here's why it's not working. Most people need a few reminders before they actually decide to book a call, because how humans actually are. If you tell them something 1, 2, 3 times, they might forget. Like, how many times have you forgot something that one of your friends might have asked you to, right? But that's not purposeful, it's an accident. That's why it's so important to actually consistently follow up with them. So eventually they can book a call with you. Okay, and also you want to send them helpful tips, success stories, or reminders to actually book a call. Not only will this build like clarity and an authority figure around you, but they're more likely to actually book in a call because they're starting to trust you more. They're seeing your persistence a lot more. Okay. Number two, make it personal. Use their name and talk about their specific problems to make them feel understood. Okay. Like, people love when you use their first name. I don't know what it is, but from my personal experience, a lot of people like when you use their first name because it actually shows you're paying attention, for example. So yeah, use their first name, talk about their specific problems, and make them feel understood. Okay. Number three, stay organized. Use tools like a CRM to keep track of where each lead is in the process. It's so important to keep track of every single lead. Use tags on every single lead. If you're using Go Eye Level, for example, I know that you can use tags on specific leads. For example, like cold leads, lead magnet leads, etc. So use tools like a CRM to keep track of where each lead is in the process. It'll make things so much simpler for you, cause less chaos for you. And that's what we're all about. We don't want to make things too complicated, right? So, problem four, not nurturing leads properly. A lot of coaches focus on getting leads, but forget to build trust with them before making the ask. Okay, and that's why it's not working. So, leads don't see the value in actually what you're offering, right? So, if you're not consistent, leads will lose interest and move on. It's true. Like, the best way that I've found is if you outreach to a prospect, for example, or a lead, and they don't see a message, they don't respond to you, they might leave you unopened, it's better to always follow up with that lead consistently, which also shows a lot of persistence, rather than wasting that lead and just going to find different or new leads. It's much better to reuse and recycle the same leads that you've already outreached to. Okay, and here's basically how to fix it. Number one, you can share helpful content. So give lead-free tips, guides, or tools to show you know your stuff. Once again, build an authority figure around yourself. Use things like a free webinar, for example, success stories, or even short videos. Okay, you want to share helpful content because that builds a very, very big know, like, and trust factor around you. Okay, number two, set up a follow-up plan. So send emails or texts over time to keep leads engaged. If you keep leads engaged, they will not forget about you. I promise you. Right? Every time they look at their emails or SMS, they'll see your name. Right? That's what we're kind of hoping for. That's what we're looking for here. Okay, so number three, use clear call to actions, CTAs. Always include a simple step for leads to take, like booking a call or even downloading a guide and possibly even funneling them in. Okay, so if it's a cold prospect, for example, and you've created a guide, you get them to download it. Make sure you collect their information. That's what we're all about. Collect their information and maybe funnel them in, add them into your email marketing campaign, your SMS campaign, etc. Okay? So that's kind of why you want to nurture them. And problem 5 is not staying consistent. A lot of coaches start strong but do not keep up with their efforts, which therefore leads to ups and downs in their business. And guys, I'm sure we can all agree that's not what we're here for. We don't want to see a lot of ups and downs, we just want the ups. And yes, I know ups and downs teaches you a lot of lessons, but we want to try avoid the mistakes as fast as possible so we can actually achieve those results faster than you can imagine. Okay, so here's why it's not working. Inconsistent ads or posts means people usually forget about you. You want to keep that level of consistency because not only will people remember you, but the algorithm absolutely loves it. If you stay consistent and do not break that consistency cycle, the algorithm will absolutely love it and keep pushing out your videos to a larger audience of people, which is what we're aiming for here. Okay? And also, leads lose trust if they don't hear from you regularly. So if you're so inconsistent with their follow-ups, the chance of them actually buying from you actually decreases because it shows that you're not consistent enough. So if you're showing that you're not consistent enough, they can't imagine how inconsistent you could be when you actually decide to help them out by your service, for example. And here's how you can easily fix this. Run ads regularly. Don't stop and start. That's not what we want. Keep your ads running to always bring in new leads. Okay? Number 2, stick to a content schedule. I use this a lot and it actually helps me. Like a content plan or a content schedule, simple. But post helpful content consistently so your audience sees value in following you. Once again, this builds a high authority figure around you and also a know, like, and trust factor, which is what we're aiming for. Because if you can easily build them too, it's so easy to actually convert. It's crazy. And that's what we want. We want to convert as many people as possible. Obviously, the people that you can help out and then nurture them. And number 3, test and improve. Try different strategies to see what works best. Once you know, double down on those. However, guys, I want you to actually understand this. If you try something out, make sure you get a large sample size of it. If you try something out for maybe, 10 days, or maybe if you send out 100 DMs and it's not working, that's because you've not tried a large sample size of it. Send about 1,000 DMs, try out for 30 to 60 days, right? It's so important. Try large sample sizes of things before you actually decide to switch. Because obviously, I'm sure you guys can agree, the market is super dynamic. It changes trends. A lot of things change. So large sample sizes proves if things are working or not. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next. I appreciate you for watching this video through.